All right, but all right, and we are recording Hip Hop 95, ladies and gentlemen, streaming hip hop station. We are not live. This is the pod about nothing, but we are back. NBA Finals tonight. What's good, Twin?
Twin in the building. We gonna replace Skip and Shannon.
Yeah, somebody has to fifth bump before they shows. That was a sad one. I ain't gonna lie.
That was sad.
Like they didn't even graze each other.
Nah,
that's a group chat that saw a tweet this morning.
Oh God. So, welcome back, episode 35, the Kevin Durant episode.
Yes, sir.
The one and only Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And
is there any other 35s?
rookie year Kyle Duggar I said last episode, and then I was trying to think of a 35 yesterday, and I couldn't think of any.
Yeah, I can only think of KD.
I can only think of KD. Sean Alexander was 37, so that's coming up.
Yeah. So
I was trying to think of running backs. I was like, running back is the main position.
Right.
You might find a 5.
I got 36. I don't got 35.
I don't really know any 35s.
36, right?
Jerome Bettis was 36. Brian Westbrook was 36. Yeah. I don't know any like good 30. Michael Turner was 33. I think I said him.
What position is 35? Like
it's a running back slot ish.
You like a fullback
in college, like corner fullback. Yeah, it's a big fullback.
You're definitely a guy playing multiple positions in the field today.
Yeah, for sure. Playing 35 for sure.
Yeah. Listen, you can lead block today. You can tackle a bit. Like, everything.
Oh God. So. We got a great episode. The finals are set. Best time of the year, man. Yep. The playoffs have flown by. They always fly by this year. They especially flew by for me this year because I didn't have to worry about the Warriors after the second round, so that's helped a lot on my mental. I think I stopped aging. I think I aged during the playoffs every year. I've been very, very entertained this playoffs. We have a Miami Heat and Denver Nuggets matchup. We have the best player in the world versus maybe the best playoff performer this year. Mm-hmm. But maybe Nikola Jokic is both of those people. So we'll talk about that in a second. But before we get into any playoff basketball, I want to spend like 3 quick minutes on our Warriors. Bob Myers stepped down. Basically, from what I've heard in the interview, it was just like time. And he was just like, bro, like I'm the best.
He's been getting my calls.
Bro, like I'm the best.
Yeah,
like I have nothing else to prove. If this is gonna be something, it's gonna be done in 3 years.
Right.
These my family, and I want to go spend time with my family and do something else.
They changed the rules. Other people want me to get better jobs.
Yeah, wherever he go, he's getting a bag. He is a well sought out after individual in multiple aspects, and
not just sports. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Yeah, not just sports.
So ESPN is looking to give him a contract to be an analyst. So Disney was looking for it to hire him as an executive. Like Facts. He is a well sought out after individual.
Real executive bread on the way.
And all major sports are calling NFL, MLB. Everybody's calling Bob Marley. So shout out to him. All I want to know to you is, do you think this really is going to affect anything in the next 3 years?
I don't think it'll affect Golden State as much as it would another organization, just because the organization Brain Trust is like a lot of different people.
100%.
So it's not just Bob Myers. It's been a lot of different people throughout the years. So I think this is something that they were prepared for. It's not like a surprise that he's just fuck it. Like I'm sure he's been, this has been out in the ether for a long time.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be okay. But I 1000% support the move. You did it. It was great. They changed the rules to hate on you. Other people want you to get easier bread. I get it.
You were the constructor of the greatest modern dynasty we've seen since 2010. So you will deserve all the credit. The Warriors were valued at $450 million when he stepped in. Mm-hmm. Steph Curry hit his prime too, so we'll talk.
Well, I give Bob Myers, whether it's fair or not, I give him some.
I for sure give him some of that credit, bro. But Steph Curry did become Steph Curry in 2014, but whatever. In 2012, they were valued at $450 million. They are a $5 billion franchise now, one of the top 5 highest earning franchises in all 4 major sports. So they are been great. My opinion, I don't really think it affects anything because I think they know. It would scare me if it was like, oh my God, we got to build around Steph, Clay, and Draymond from a position 5 on. Like it was him and Looney. Looney added to the 4, and then we needed 7 rotation pieces.
Right. A lot of pieces are still in place, basically.
You need a big. You realistically, you need a big and another shooter. That's what you're replacing. So I think they can do that. Mike Dunleavy has been in the building for a while. Mike Dunleavy Jr., I believe. So he is probably going to take over. Joe Lacob said he probably is going to go with somebody internally. Mm-hmm. So I expect him to step up from that position. And you got Draymond as input, you got Steph as input, and you got money. And Joe Lacob said money is not an issue. Like he gonna pay them whatever.
Facts,
so I don't think it really affects anything. But
so Jordan Poole and a pick for Nick Claxton and Seth Curry.
I would like that. I would like that. Throw in.
I know y'all don't got a front office guy right now.
Throw in Cam Johnson too.
Oh yeah, I need
Cam Johnson. Give me
a free agent.
Oh,
Cam Johnson got a crazy bag coming his way too.
Cam
Johnson got a nuts bag coming.
He shouldn't go be trying to look to win. He should be trying to get as much money as he can get from one of them bottom 5 teams.
Think OG Anunoby worth 4 first-round picks. Cam Johnson worth at least 100 of them.
So at least 100, right?
Yeah, I need mine.
So, real quick. I wasn't planning to talk about this, but I do want to ask. Austin Reeves' contract. Is he worth $100 million? That's what they're saying. Like, Lakers are going to start at $100 million.
I would stop it. See, I'd stop at 100 million. I'd give you up to 100, especially how the cap space situation finna start shaking out for these teams.
Yes.
The last 4 or 5 years that we have got accustomed to in the NBA is not going to be the future.
No.
You're not going to be able to pay a lot of people. But I do like Austin Reeves. I like his game. I'd give him 15 to 20 a year, but anything past that would be definitely a stretch for me, especially because he didn't do it for a long time.
That is my issue. Is how reliant is Austin Reeves now that a 2 seasons worth of film is on him?
Right.
And I know it's not football, so it's a little bit different. But it does matter. It is going to play a part when people are like, "Oh no, he's a bucket. Like we got to go out and stop him every night."
Oh yeah, when he starts getting the Jordan Poole looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's a perfect example. Bron and AD out the lineup tonight. We focusing everything on Austin Reeves instead of just not worrying about him. How does he look then? But in today's NBA. Maybe 5 year for $100 million.
Yeah, 5 for 20.
If you can stretch for 5 for 100, 4 for 100. No, he's not worth that. Yeah. He's not worth that in my opinion in the Lakers state because they do need 4 pieces. They need 4 solid pieces. And if you're gonna pay Austin Reeves $100 million, you're gonna have to get a bum.
Right.
And you don't want that.
Exactly. A good dude though. I like it. Listen, he's gonna get paid somewhere else.
He is gonna
I saw a report that the Spurs said they were interested in him. I love, especially for I love him way more in San Antonio than I would in Los Angeles. Because first of all, it's no good players on our team.
Yes.
So us giving him $100 million isn't taking food out of nobody. Right? Because we don't need the depth.
Yeah.
The Lakers pay that nigga $100 million. That's literally someone that can't come off the bench for them. That's a player they would not have. So
for sure, that's a great point.
Yeah.
So Celtics Heat. We're gonna start there. We broke down the episode. Like, subscribe, comment, all of that, please. Especially subscribe and follow us on everything else. All the socials are in the bio. Appreciate y'all. So let's get into these playoffs. The Game 6, Game 7 happened. We were here speaking about the last show we did, I believe, was after Game 5, and we said the Heat were going to take care of business in Game 6. They did not. They almost did. They were this close to taking, like literally this close.
Yeah. Sickening.
Sickening.
Yeah.
So, boy, you lose that series. Oh my God.
Man.
So Boston came back from 3-0. I think they were the 8th team to do that ever, to force a Game 7 after going down 3-0. And Boston showed you why it's damn near impossible to come back down from 3-0.
Yeah.
It's damn near impossible. And I'll start with the optics of coming back down from 3-0 before we get into the actual game.
Right.
You expound so much energy coming back down from 3-0 that by the time you get to that 7th game, even if you're at home, you are mentally and physically exhausted.
Right.
And that team that has lost 3 games in a row is still the team that was up 3 on you. So their confidence has no real reason to waver. If any team did have a reason to waver, it was the Heat because they did have all of the undrafted players. Jimmy is hobbled. And Jason Tatum is him. So and he had been him. And Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are a top 5 duo in the NBA.
Right. Jason Tatum's been amazing in closeout games.
Exactly. So they definitely had a reason. You're at home. Boston Garden's great home court advantage. Well, it was. So I don't know what's wrong with them at home. But going from down 3-0 to a 3-3 game, you're mentally exhausted, you're physically exhausted, and now you're trying to make history. Right. So the pressure is on you now. Yeah. Like, all the pressure is on you. You're at home trying to make history. Yep. You just won 3 games playing 43 minutes a game. And like you said, this was a very important point I want to come here and reiterate, is that you're not going to outcoach Eric 4 games in a row. You're not going to beat him 4 times in a row without him making the key adjustment. And the adjustment was made in Game 6. They just folded the game away for offensive rebound.
The minute they went zone, I think the last 4 minutes of the fourth, and the game stopped. The game literally stopped.
Yes.
The Celtics didn't look at the rim till like 10 seconds left.
Yes.
They just did
not. They did not. They don't have offense. We've been talking about all year. They didn't have offense. So, from the coming back down 3-0 at this point, standpoint, how did you feel? Did you even feel confident that they waited Game 7? Because I went in thinking like they'll probably pull this out just because they're at home and they're more talented. But minute 6 of the first quarter, I was like, never mind.
Yeah. So so when Miami lost Game 6, which was a heartbreak, shout out Derek White, former Spur, way to keep your head in the play, space to the corner, attack the glass, everything. I just love to see good basketball, but they lost and said, man, Miami has the opportunity to do the funniest shit ever right now. And that is let these niggas come back from 3-0 and still win. I thought it would be really hard to see Eric Spoelstra losing 4 straight games, like 4 cracks at it.
Yes.
To try to figure out what's going on. I also thought it would be hard to just see a team who has not been consistent all year, be consistent for 4 straight games. And what the Celtics are, they're like a really smart student in high school that procrastinate. It's like that nigga could have a 95 average. But he wait to do all this work at the last minute, so some of it be right. He got to skip some steps. And instead of getting a 95, he get a 90. But in the Eastern Conference Finals, you got to do everything right.
Yep.
Because when you have to come back from 3-0, even aside, I'm glad you said that about the pressure because I won't hit on that. But you got to be perfect for 4 straight games. Can't nobody twist that ankle. Can't nobody jam their finger. Can't nobody tummy hurt Robert Williams.
Yes.
There's no room for none of that anymore because y'all wasted that losing the first 2 games in your building.
And real quick, you're saying every game, like you got to be perfect every quarter. You can't have a bad 7-minute stretch or it's over. So
you're on the edge of this is done.
Over it, yeah.
And that is why nobody has done it. But I love your point about the pressure because interestingly enough, I found like, especially the last couple years with how basketball is changed where it really doesn't matter where you play because everybody's watching the game anyway, and some people have good fans and some people don't. And home court isn't really always such a giant thing, especially for this Celtics team, for the reasons you mentioned, like coming back from 3-0 to tie at 3-3 kind of threw more pressure on them because, like, see, we told y'all the better team. Y'all shouldn't be losing in the first place. So now you got to finish it. You got to come back from 3-3. You at home. And this nigga twists his ankle the first play. Like,
the first fucking play, bro.
It's like, life comes at you fast sometimes. Life comes at you fast. And then he, listen, salute to Jason Tatum. We played 41 minutes through it. I didn't think he played too bad.
I didn't either, bro.
I thought he did his best.
Like, his ankle was hurting, bro. His ankle touched the ground.
Yo.
His bone was hitting the ground when they stopped it, bro.
I ain't gave Tatum a lot of slander. I let him rock on that one because he was legit hurt.
He's not playing that game if we're not in the Game 7. Like,
facts.
he might, if that was Game 1, Game 2, he might not finish that game.
Yeah, facts. Led the game in rebounding, but they were outcoached. They didn't have as much effort. And when Tatum hurt his ankle, and his teammates realized, oh yeah, he's not going for 40 and 15. It was like oh yeah, they knew. They knew it was over.
And that's the difference in them in Miami.
Yep.
Jimmy twists his ankle and miss a quarter. They just gonna be like, fuck it, we'll wait till you get back and let shit go. Let shit
fuck it, we ball.
Yes. Yeah. And I will say a majority of that comes from the confidence Eric instills in them and the looks he can get the shooters. Fine. But Boston definitely, it felt like Tatum went down, and after that first quarter, they realized he wasn't going to be 100%, and it was like, well, we can't do it without him. So, oh well. That's truly what it felt like, and a lot of that was the attack of the Miami Heat. Like, oh, okay, we got them. Let's put our foot on their necks and don't let up.
And I'm glad you said that. Miami started, I think, 1 for 11. And it was still a close game. I was like, oh, yeah, y'all are done. Like, y'all clearly do not want to win, nor are y'all capable of, and that's okay. Because, listen, everybody not going to ship every year. And this clearly was not a team, even going back to, like, in the playoffs last year, where you saw the cracks in the foundation are still there, and they're not going away, where Jaylen Brown, for some reason, listen, I'm not going to get into this hyperbole shit that Sharp was getting into, but fam, we got to work on that left hand. He been in the league 7 years,
You in
bro.
the league, bro.
He been in the league 7 years. But no, but he been in there 7 years, bro. Why can't you go left?
As a guard.
Bro, like, why can't you go left?
Hey, look. Chris Paul been in the league 20 years.
That's a fact. They call him the point guard. He can't go left. So I feel you. But man, I don't want to say it's embarrassing how he was getting ripped, but that's not a good look, JB. Like some of the turnovers, and I don't throw this out there lightly, that was Jordan Poole. Like where I'm looking at you like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, and it's not like you sometimes, especially like ball handlers like Braun, Luka, Harden, who have the ball a lot. They'll get sometimes just turnovers, creating shots or doing moves. First dribble, he put it down with the left. Jimmy Butler smack it away. Like, how did they know? And it's crazy how much of a copycat league this is. Because I remember the moment the Warriors started forcing him left, and how different this series went.
They put Draymond on him to start the game, and he forced him left, and it shut their offense down. It's over,
bro. And you see, like, that stays with you. It doesn't go away. People remember.
People remember when people have it on you.
Yeah,
like you gotta fix it. You either gotta expand that part of your game, or people gonna continue to expose that every twist they can. So bringing up Jaylen Brown brings me into my next point before we get into finals. So we're getting there, but as Ish told you last show, we send each other a little synopsis of what we're gonna talk about. Not like we don't be giving out the whole conversations, but just like a little bullet points. And so I have for the Celtics, what's next? And I kind of answered the question under it. It was because my next two questions were, do you trade Jaylen Brown and do you fire Joe Mazzulla?
Right.
So I'll start on Jaylen Brown. I think they would regret trading Jaylen Brown for the rest of Jason Tatum's career in Boston if they trade him and do not get a real number 2 back.
Facts.
That is the danger in trading Jaylen Brown. If you can somehow get Jaylen Brown and Trae Young comes back, all right, now we're talking. Facts. If you can trade Jaylen Brown and you get who's somebody realistic? Dame.
Yep.
All right, we cooking. If you trade Jaylen Brown and you get Jordan Poole, Moses Moody, and Kuminga, you're gonna regret that.
Paul George.
You're gonna regret trading for young places like that.
Oh yeah.
Because
people who are unproven,
they're not proven. And I love Jordan Poole, but he has not proven. He's proven he can be a 4th, 5th option with no pressure.
Great 6-man.
Great 6-man. But now you ask him to run the show, and you ask Moody to come give you 25 minutes off the bench, and Kuminga to play a role he's never done. Bad idea.
And you ask him to be a leader too.
You ask him to be a leader. Yes.
Yeah.
Then the last option I think probably is realistic is the one you just said, and that's Paul George. So on paper, hell yeah.
Right.
But Paul George hasn't made it through a playoff run in 3 years.
Literally.
So I think the only options you are trading Jaylen Brown for are Trae Young and Dame. Right. Do you agree, or do you have more people?
So I agree with your point, because we talked about Bob Myers and we didn't hit like
why.
Yeah, really, why he's leaving. So they are literally changing. Let's call it the sport for front office. They're changing how the game is scored.
Yes.
So I think the Celtics are in probably one of the most unenvious positions possible right now with the rule change, because if they do not pay Jaylen Brown, history will understand. In 10 years, if the CBA remains the way it is, you can only play certain people. In 2033, not paying Jaylen Brown looks like, okay, we understand it was kind of a hard call, though. Right now, it's inexcusable because it just has not been done. The problem is, and the reason I brought up Bob Myers is because, like, we laughed about him getting Steph. And, like, I'm sure other GMs were like, shit, I wish I got Steph Curry. Because life not fair sometimes. So when you turn down the Kevin Durant trade because you think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum can win you a championship, when you got to circle back to trade Jaylen Brown, sometimes there's no Kevin Durant left. Yeah. And there's no superstar right now where you could pick up the phone, no brainer, all right, bet Jaylen Brown, this and that, send him. Because everyone you're getting back is going to have a problem. Even Dame, he doesn't fit your timeline with Jason Tatum. You're trading 7-8 years of Jaylen Brown for 2 years of Dame?
Maybe.
And who's been hurt the last 2 years, too.
Yes.
It's so many question marks left unanswered. I will answer an easy one. I wouldn't fire Joe Mazzulla. I thought he did a pretty okay job as the series progressed. He won more games than Ime Udoka last year. He got into the conference finals. I mean, Ime Udoka was the coach last year, and Jimmy Butler is just like a a step in on the 3-point line for them having the same fate. So I don't want to hold that against him too much, but if I was your Celtics, I would not offer it to him. I'd offer him regular max 1,000%, and he'd have to. And that is why it's an unenviable position, because if this were, damn. Okay, if this were, I hate to just keep saying Golden State, but if this was a younger Golden State situation, kind of like how they had to come to Steph and say, listen, this is the situation around why we cannot max you right now.
When they gave him the 4 year,
when they gave him the 4 years off the ankle. But in the future, if things change like they did, we can always go back and throw some more bags on it. But if we do this now, it'll hinder our team building. They have to go to Jaylen Brown and say, listen, we can still give you a regular max, but if we supermax you, we supermax Tatum, and there's nothing left. So it's really an either or, and the problem is, like, the difference with him and Steph and Jaylen Brown is Steph really liked Golden State. Jaylen Brown fucking hated there, nigga. Like, so you really, like, he can just be like, you know what? No, like, and just get up and leave.
Yeah.
So it's such a
for sure, yeah.
Man, like, I don't know who making the decisions in Boston.
And then they're in a tricky situation because the beauty and my favorite part about the two main sports we watch, football and basketball, is the contract year, because it's like if they tell you they're not going to resign, then you got to trade them because you can't get nothing back for Jaylen Brown. It's Jaylen Brown, like, he's still a top 25 player, top 20 player, maybe. Exactly, you don't want him to walk. So I didn't even bring up the contract, which is a $295 million contract. That would be his supermax. He would be one of the first people to sign that type of supermax. I don't think anybody's got $295 yet.
$60 million a year at the end of that contract.
For the last 2 years, it's $60 million. It starts at like 55, I think. Like, ridiculous shit. So I think Boston is in the toughest position they've been in a very long time.
Yeah.
Because you're right, bro. Like, you give bro that money, and then next year you got to give Tatum another. Next year maybe $298.
Yeah, it's gonna keep going up too.
It's gonna keep going up. So it's gonna be $298. You got to give Jason Tatum next year. He actually deserves it. Like, you can't tell him no. And if you give Jaylen Brown it, you gotta give Tatum it. Simple as that.
Unless you trade Tatum, and they don't got the cojones.
And there's literally no reason. But that would be the dumbest shit you could possibly do in franchise history, is trade Jason Tatum. So you're in a position where you have to do what you just said. Like, that's the option. Like, you have to go to him and be like, yo, we're going to give you, like, like,
250, bro. What's wrong with 250?
Bro, like, that's what you got to say is, like, you got to just, like, break it down like ESPN do. Like, look, this is what you get in a second. This is what you get in every minute you in the court, every quarter you in the court. Like, please, like, be realistic about, I know, like, we're sitting here not making nowhere fucking close to that type of money.
That's a fact.
So
telling niggas to turn down.
Telling niggas to turn 45 M's down is fucking crazy. A year. Like, that's fucking crazy, bro. Man. I understand what I'm saying is crazy, but it's like, you gotta be like, hey, bro, like, we can throw you this little endorsement deal. Right. As you said, on the back end, y'all, we believe in y'all. We keeping you here for a reason, because we couldn't fucking just trade you, put you on the trade block, and be done with you. We believe in you and Jason Tatum. We believe you've gotten better every year you've been in the league. We believe that left hand is gonna be fixed in the next year. We believe y'all can win a championship. I said it. I've been saying this for the past 2 years. Now, like, the NBA is as wide open as it's been. It's no dynasty cooking. It's not one dynasty cooking. It's wide open every year.
And the CBA is making sure of that now.
Yes.
That's like, I don't know who's handling negotiations for them, because Jaylen Brown's real smart dude, real headstrong, however, so, you know, good luck. But your goal would have to be to explain to him where the NBA is moving.
Yes.
Because you're signing a deal for the future.
Yes.
You sign this deal, we'll be 3-4 years into it.
Yes.
And then the rest of the NBA will be doing what we had to do with you now. Like, that's what you know what, no cap. Because it's always room to hate. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be like, listen, you think New Orleans paying both of them a supermax? Just wait. Somebody not going to get one. Somebody in Orlando not going to get one. Someone in Minnesota, they are not going to have two supermax players on their roster.
No.
Not making the play, like, not making the second round. So I would be telling him what is going to feel really weird this first year. Because a lot of people, it's going to feel like it's going to look like it's disrespect. It's like, hey, Jalen, just don't look at this $50 million right here. It's $250 on this contract. He was like, well, everybody else, well, that's the thing. Right now, they do. But moving forward, everybody's not going to be walking into Supermaxes like these players have now who have done, like, I think Shea got a Supermax. Never, nothing. Like, Shea and Chet.
He got the rookie Supermax. Yeah, he got so that's different.
He didn't get the 2.
He didn't get the 250, whatever. He didn't get the Luka Supermax. Right. Luka got the super Supermax.
But yeah, that's
Shea and Chet is another one. Or Shea, Chet, and Giddey is over there. So yeah, like
you think Giddey getting that Supermax? Like, come on, Joe. And another thing that they have is, fam, you're young, bro. We don't Supermax you here. You make a first team All NBA. You work on that left. We win a title. You're right there. We can
give you 4 years. At year 3, you can sign You can sign the new Supermax. Turn your mic up at the top, I think. And another person I would look at, I would use as an example when I'm in the meeting with Jaylen Brown is, Klay Thompson not finna get it for the fucking Supermax.
They gonna make Klay take a pay cut.
Klay Thompson, that was cooking you. Draymond Green, who you couldn't get past, was cooking you. They about to give him a Supermax. I mean, they're not giving him a Supermax. They've actually never given him a Supermax.
Who, Dre?
Yeah, they never gave Dre a Supermax. They gave him a nice deal. Like, he was making $125 million, $150 million, something like that. But they did not give Draymond a Supermax at no point. So I'm telling you, like, look at these dynasties. Go show him Tim Duncan contracts. Go show him Manu Ginobili's contracts.
Who never started.
Yes, like, go show him these champions. Like, you gotta sacrifice if you want to win. A phenomenal point that's going to be very important in this is, like, Jaylen Brown don't really like Boston. So it'd be different if Jaylen Brown was in Atlanta and they was having this problem. It's like, right, you love the city
right.
for you, boom, boom, boom. That'd be different. He don't really like Boston, so it's going to be a very interesting summer for Boston.
I hope he leaves.
I do too. I want him in Atlanta with Trey. I do think that they should. At first, when the first season first ended, I was like, they should fire Joe. But now that I've sat with it a few days, I don't think they should. I think they should grow. Because I'm the big proponent of stop breaking teams up early, which is another reason Boston, I don't think they should break Boston up. I think Boston, we haven't talked about what they need. Tyus Jones, go get him. Reggie Jackson, no, I'm lying. So sorry. I know that sounded crazy, my bad. 2012 RJF, save me. But Tyus Jones is who I'm calling. I'm calling Tyus Jones. I'm calling a real deal point guard. Malcolm Brogdon is not that. We thought it was. Like, don't get me wrong. We thought he was. We were wrong about it. He's a good dude. But no, he's not. They need a real point guard over there, and that's it. That's literally all they need.
So, I agree with you 1,000%. I think the next step for Boston. Mic check. Let me start over. So, like, how should we intro it or just go ahead?
We messed up. I'm just being real. Yeah. We cut, and we had to do a bunch of stuff. The mic just stopped working out of nowhere. We don't know why. Daryl's not here, so sorry.
Shout out Daryl.
Continue our conversation about where Boston should go now.
So I think up next for Boston, I think they need to get rid of position redundancy. So Marcus Smart and Derek White, hell of players. Mm-hmm. They're the same guy. Mm-hmm. You don't need two. One needs to go in replacement for Tyus Jones, a backup point guard, somebody that can come in and let Jaylen Brown not dribble the ball 14 times in a play. I think that would be their next step. I don't know if it'll be Marcus, because Marcus is a little older than Derek White. Mm-hmm. Derek White fresh off a second team all defense.
Yes.
Maybe a hot name in the street. Somebody, bite at a trade. So I think that is their next move.
So lastly, I'll say two things to close out. One, the definition of insanity, everybody knows, doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results.
Facts.
Marcus Smart, Derek White, they've been there. Marcus Smart has been there as your point guard. It has not worked. It hasn't worked.
Right.
The combination, the duo, you tried to add Malcolm Brogdon, a 50, 40, 90 player who looked like an all-star in Indiana. It doesn't work.
Rookie year, right?
Yes. You just have to. No, that wasn't his rookie year. His rookie year was, because remember, he started in Milwaukee, I think. I could be wrong about that.
I can't remember.
I'm almost certain he started in Milwaukee.
He a young journeyman.
Yes, he is. But yeah, it's not going to work, so stop forcing it.
Yeah.
People have seen it, and you got into the finals and it didn't work. You're not beating anybody in the West with that lineup. I don't believe. I don't think you would have beat Denver. Next year, you got Denver, you got OKC. I'm not bad. You got Denver, you got Phoenix, you got LA, you got the Warriors, you got the other LA, you got the Spurs, you got the and Phoenix. Who knows what Portland is doing. So Phoenix, Memphis.
Yep.
It's a lot of teams that you're not going to beat next year, even if you have that lineup and do get to the finals. Milwaukee is going to retool. Philadelphia is going to retool. Miami is going to get better. They may get Dame. They have a real shot at getting Dame next year. So it's not going to work. Secondly, one more trade option that I just thought about. They're looking to rebuild. Fred VanVleet. That might be your guy. You might be able to pry Fred VanVleet away from the Toronto Raptors.
I love Fred.
And that's he's not on a crazy max, so you would be able to pay everybody around him if you didn't have to give Jalen a $300. So
Masai be on some bullshit in trade negotiations. So you got to be careful with Masai.
Oh God, oh God, he be tripping for real.
Yeah.
So
they said niggas be in negotiations with him like, man, they so good, keep them. You know what? Fuck it.
Bro, you a 10 seed, dog.
Yo, yeah.
Get off my phone.
Yo,
bro.
all these niggas so nice, you keep them.
So here we go, man. Game 1 is tonight. Game 1 is actually happening in 50 minutes. We'll tip off in 50 minutes. This is Thursday at 7:40 p.m., and it's a beautiful day outside.
Yep.
Nuggets, Heat. So where do you want to go? Start. How to defend Jokic, how to defend Miami, how Miami is going to attack Jokic on the defense end. Where do you want to start with this?
So let's start with Miami's defense up to this point.
Okay.
So Miami's calling card right now has been their defense as a team. Yeah. Of course, what's going to get the headlines is Jimmy, shout out Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, all of them. But their ability to change defensive looks and play it excellently throughout the game is what kind of ended the Celtics series. Great movement on all ends, rotations, not letting people shoot unless it's who you want. The Celtics shot 30% on corner threes that series, but only because the only people taking corner threes is the people they want them to, basically. But I really think, and we'll get into picks, of course, but I just think it's such a bad matchup.
Okay.
Like, this is the worst possible team that could have came out the West for the Heat. Just because everything they kind of try to do works because every team doesn't have a Jokic, if that makes sense. No, every team can't throw, like, you go zone in the NBA, every team's not going to have a 7-foot point guard they can throw into free throw line to pick apart the zone. And the worst part is the Heat aren't a big team either. They do struggle with rebounding, and zone rebounding is hard. And the Nuggets are a big team, not just at Jokic. They have Jokic, who will be the biggest guy on the court. Michael Porter Jr. will probably be the second biggest guy. Then it's Bam, and then it's Aaron Gordon playing small forward, power forward, whatever they play him, whatever they call it now, since nobody has positions in Denver. But I think it would be such a hard matchup for them because their zone won't nearly be as effective with a presence like Jokic on the court that can not only slow the game down and create the right pass, he won't have to ever take a shot he doesn't want, basically, because of what is being allowed to him. Respect to Bam, one of the best bigs in the league, probably top 5 at his position. Shout out to whatever power forwards are left into the league, but like, he's DeAndre Ayton size. Like, Jokic is a big guy, bro.
I think he's smaller than DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, like, Jokic a big dude,
I don't even think
bro.
Bam is 7 feet. DeAndre Ayton is a real 7-footer.
Oh yeah, Bam's not close. Bam like 6'10". Yeah,
I think he's a friendly 6'10", like a friendly 6'10".
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, so
so I think it'll be a very hard series for Miami to defend.
Right.
So I think they'll have to shoot and score the lights out.
I do too.
Yeah.
So I agree. So he spoke about their zone defense up until this point has been killing every series. It's freak teams out. What I'm going to speak about is their defense now. Right. Because you can't go zone. That's over with.
Yeah,
it's done.
Over.
It's completely over.
That was for last series.
It's like no matter how good the drop coverage is going to work, you can't do it against Steph. Like, right. And I'm sorry to keep bringing up the Warriors, but yeah. So
listen, we got to play the hits.
Exactly. Come on now. So by me explaining what I think, you're going to say again, I'm sorry again, but you watch the Warriors a lot. And we've seen this one time in the finals, 2019. And it was the only time I've actually ever seen it in basketball. I think they should go box and one on Jokic.
That would be tough.
I think if you're looking at Denver and why they're so good, they have Jokic, who I would say if we came out with a ranking right now and ranked the 20 best players, he'd probably be one right now.
Thanks. Yeah.
And I don't want to do that because I love Steph Curry and I think Giannis is Giannis, but he'd probably be one.
Yeah.
You're not going to stop him from getting 30 and 15, 30, 15 and 12, 29, 13 and 12. You're not going to stop him.
Right.
So don't double him because it's not going to work. Everybody has been doubling. It has not worked.
Right.
Definition of insanity.
Yep.
It's not going to work. So say, yo, Bam, you are, if not the best, one of the 3 best defenders in the league right now. You can guard every position 1 through 5. So you're going to guard a 5 for the 44 minutes you're on the court. You're guarding Jokic.
Yeah.
You're not going to help. You're going to help on like obvious drives where you help. But for the most part, you're not going to help. You're not going, which is why it's hard to go box and one with the big, is because of the help and the openness of the lane that you'll have, which is how the Nuggets will counteract that is by spreading out. But again, this is kind of their only hope, is to guard Bam 1-on-1. If you want to, I will call it a box and one because I think they should face guard everybody else down there, except for Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
I think they should put Jimmy on Jamal Murray at the end of games, in the fourth quarter. And this is really the time I'm talking about, is these points.
Money time,
The money time,
right.
because these teams are so good. You might, if like Denver goes up 3-0, you might get a blowout in game 4. But if this is a game-by-game series, which I think it will be, you won't see a blowout. You won't see a game by more than 12 points. And if it's 12 points, it'll be like a 6-point game in like 4 minutes. It'll be one of those type series. So I'm saying all of this to say, in the last 12 minutes, this is what they should do. I think you put Jimmy on, you definitely don't start him on Jamal, but you put Jimmy on Jamal. And you guard Jokic 1-on-1 and you face guard everybody else. Because when you go that 2-man game, you can switch Jimmy on Jokic and just live with the results.
Right.
Like, if he's going to beat you posting up Jimmy Butler, then let him do that and stop letting everybody else get involved, because this isn't LeBron. They're going to go away from it.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's working, they're not going to keep posting Jimmy Butler up, and eventually you can stop switching that, and that'll solve all of that.
Yeah.
So you have your 2 best defenders in pick and roll every single time, and your off-ball defenders who are good team defenders, they will be face guarding. So it's no backdoor cuts, it's no easy layups, everything is tough contested 3-pointers.
Right.
That is the only way I really see them getting this done. I'm not an NBA coach. I don't have even a fourth of the knowledge of basketball that Eric Spoelstra has, so I may be wrong in that. Yeah. But the way I've seen Denver play is not just like Jokic is being Kobe or Mike and just, hey, 30 a night, fuck it, you can't guard me, I'm in the midi. Like, he's getting everybody involved, and that used to be the thing LeBron did, was like bro, let LeBron, I used to always say, go let LeBron score 40. Stay home. Just let him score. Let him beat you. Until the last 4 minutes, and then he's LeBron. It doesn't work.
Yeah, he'll make the right play.
Yeah, it's not going to work. Like, it's LeBron. It's not going. I don't want you to think what I said is going to work. It's just like, that's probably your best option.
Yeah.
Which is the same.
He's still LeBron though. He probably going to win.
Like, yeah, exactly. So that is the one hope I think they have. I really do think that is what they're going to go with. I don't think the double is going to work. I truly just don't think the double is going to work. I'm not saying you leave Bam in the first quarter, 6 minutes. Bro, bring the double. Like, don't.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
But in the fourth quarter, stay home. Don't allow open shots and don't allow backdoor cuts. Way easier said than done. But that is their hope.
Especially, I'm glad you said that, because people will listen to us, and a lot of people ask me like, "Hey, they're not doing this." Like, fam, over 7 games, they're not gonna show you like the same look for 7 games. Like, even if they know, hey, this is a more favorable look, they're gonna still change the matchups to keep them, on the other sideline doing something. But I think I love the idea of a box and one. I love it, but I always fall back on this. And it's the same thing I said about the Lakers last series with AD, bro. And you're 1,000% right on Bam. Like, somebody just got to step up to the plate and die on their shield. Like, y'all just got to die on your shield, bro. Like, sometimes somebody got to be Michael Petras, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody just got to go out there and be like, yo, I'm going to try my best. I'm going to do everything I can. Because I think what I would do if I was Eric Spoelstra, shout out Eric Spoelstra, one of the best coaches ever, obviously, but, I just feel like we should throw him a shout out.
Always.
I would start Cody Zeller, and I would put Cody Zeller on him in the zone. and I would let Bam stay at the bottom of the zone, take away any of the motion actions from Jamal Murray, Michael Porter, anything off the ball. I would still run the
Love.
Yeah, Kevin Love, all that stuff. All the motion sets, all the stuff they like to do, I'm going to let Bam and my other bigs still clean that up at the rim. And the little nugget about Jokic is that when you're playing a player that good who changes the game, you really have to reframe what rules you understand for both sides of the court. So usually adding another big would hurt your spacing. But the thing is, the way Jokic has to play defense, it's not going to affect your spacing because I know what Miami finna do. Always finna be handoff, weave, handoff, and Cody Zeller back exactly. Yep. And listen, Cody, what they really want, and this is what Miami really want is, oh yeah, we got Cody Zeller, and oh yeah, leave him, Jokic. Mm-hmm. And as soon as you do, he's gonna catch the ball, turn around like Draymond do, hand it right to Duncan Robinson. He's gonna jack up a three.
Yep.
So I think you put in Cody Zeller, and you accept the limitations that it'll provide having Jokic on him because you know it's gonna give you the shots that you want anyway. And on the other end, you can, rest Bam for those minutes. And the last 4 minutes, you be like, hey, listen, it's your time, Bam. You're the all-star today. Yes. This is your, we don't need you to stop him from getting 35, 12, and 8.
Of course not.
We need you to stop him from getting 10, 5, and 5 in the fourth.
Yeah.
Can you hold him to 5 points in the fourth? Because that could be the difference between the championship and not. So that's what I would do.
So you're taking a very similar approach to the Lakers, except you're just not Rui, it's an actual big man.
It's an actual big, yeah.
So that makes sense. I would start Kevin Love because they've been starting Kevin Love, so I wouldn't mess with the starting lineup. Right. But I agree with that. Yeah. I would think about. You gotta, of course, like we just said, you gotta throw different looks. So this isn't like no look we're saying is what they're gonna do every minute of every game.
Right.
So that's a phenomenal look that I definitely see coming. Right. Probably game one to be honest, because Kevin Love, very very good post defender.
Right.
Very good.
He's super strong. He's underrated in his strength
and excellent rebounder.
Yes.
So he plays bigger than 6'9" because I think he's like actually 6'9". So he plays bigger than 6'9". He plays like a 7-footer. And like you said, the knowledge. Damn. So now I'm thinking about this because I was gonna say this about Jimmy Butler, but Jimmy Butler and Bam are just Bron and AD.
Yeah,
like that is what you have. Like Jimmy Butler is LeBron if LeBron was just not as good as he was. Like
facts.
It's literally just
if LeBron was worse, he'd be Jimmy Butler.
like in the most respectful way possible, bro. Like that's like Jimmy Butler's just really good. He's just just not LeBron. So he does. On defense, he plays defense very similar to LeBron. He's excellent in passing lane. He's an excellent help defender. He's just not nearly the shot blocker, but his knowledge, IQ-wise, he's on that type of level that he is. But at this age, he's a better on-ball defender than LeBron is right now.
Right.
Bam and AD, same thing. Excellent down low, a shot blocker, rim protector, excellent rebounder. The thing about Bam that kind of separates him from AD is that he's a better on-ball defender. Like you will feel comfortable if he gets switched on Jamal Murray multiple times during the game. You'll feel very comfortable with that. So, and it wouldn't surprise me if that would be another look that they go up. I just talked myself into that is in early in the fourth or late in the third, going Bam on Jamal Murray and putting Kevin Love or Cody Zeller on Jokic.
Yep.
And so when they run that two-man game, you can switch Bam.
Right,
and
you're going big to big.
You can switch. You'll live with them ISO and Jamal Murray taking tough jumpers. And I know, again, I want to reiterate, I know these points aren't necessarily like, oh my God, that's such a good idea. Yo, the Nuggets are a better team. So, you're going to be giving up something. Like you said, when you bring in Cody Zeller, you're going to have limitations offensively and defensively.
Right.
But you got to give up something in order to stop the main force.
Right.
And the reason, I don't think I ever explained, the reason I focus more on stopping Jamal Murray on Jokic is because, Jokic will not be stopped.
It's just
not going to happen. Yeah. You can really get Jamal Murray, because we've seen it, you can get him to shoot 6 for 21. 6 for 21, 5 for... If you can get him to do that 3 games, you can win the series.
And another thing to look out for, and everybody even making jokes about his fits, and I'm not a huge Tyler Hero guy, but this series is such a Tyler Hero series because the one thing the Heat don't have a guy that consistently does is pull-up threes off the dribble. Where a lot of Caleb Martin, he'll be catch and shoot or he'll attack Max Strus. It's kind of, did the Duncan Robinson running off screens. Tyler Hero can initiate offense and then still create his shot off the dribble. And I think if he can come back game 3, game 2, like the first game back, I'm not gonna ask him, score 40 on the Nuggets. Yeah. But if he can come back and come off the bench those first couple games when he's coming back and give you 20, 15 easy good points and keep your offense moving, I think it could really help, because this is a series where the Heat would be okay losing game 1 if they know it means they could win game 6 because of it, if that makes sense.
I know.
Where they know, like, Jokic plays 30 minutes a night in the regular season. He's up to 40-something now. So, took 2 weeks off, game 1 in Denver, his first finals ever. He might got a lot in the tank game 1. You might have to weather the 44-22 storm so that by the time we get to game 6 in the fourth quarter, he's exhausted.
Yes.
So I think this for Miami, that's a box they'll win, where I think they're mentally strong enough to not go down 3-0 or not quit or not break because the Nuggets are very militant in how they play.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a very meticulous series on both sides for coaches. I shout out Mike Malone or Michael. I don't know which one he gets mad at. I keep forgetting. But
It was Mike. His name is Michael.
Oh yeah, my fault, Michael.
His name is Michael.
Oh, Michael. But hopefully he doesn't. I'm not gonna say he would, but hopefully he doesn't get a little tight with their exposure on the other side. Michael Malone is a very, let's say, wound individual.
Yes.
So
a lot of pent up aggression.
Yeah,
he has little man syndrome.
That is a fact.
Yeah.
Nah, that is a super fact. Hopefully he doesn't grab the reins a little too tight. Try to control too much, but. It'll be amazing, and I hope Pat Riley just sit on the bench one game. Like, I hope he don't do nothing. Don't talk to no players. Just sit on the bench, like, just to see what it does to Michael Malone.
That is intimidating. So, offensively for Denver, I think we gave the 3 looks they'll probably see the most.
Yeah.
Are you getting outside of your offense? Because the one thing about Denver's a great team because they haven't really had to adjust much. Like It's been like, okay, maybe Aaron Gordon you bring to the corner, or we'll bring oh boy, I can't think of bro's name. Michael Brown.
Oh, Michael Porter.
Bruce Brown. We'll bring Bruce Brown in for Aaron Gordon or for KCP. Other than that, like, it's been pretty much what it's been throughout the playoffs. Right. We're gonna get Jokic. He's gonna create.
Facts.
He's gonna find an open man.
Yeah.
Even if somebody's not open, he's gonna find an open man. We're gonna get shooters open. We're gonna knock down our shots, and Jamal Murray gonna hit tough shots. That's kind of been their formula, and it has worked. And it's worked like easily. Honestly.
Yeah, their offense rating has gone up every single series.
Yeah, like, it's ridiculous,
which is nuts.
So, are you changing anything? Are you just going to continue to play through Jokic, and even if Jokic does get a lot of one-on-one coverage, which you're not used to seeing, you say, "Hey, bro, go kill.
Yeah,
like, go get 45."
So Jokic provides a level of comfort that other superstars can't. Where it's like, we may be running the ball today, but Mahomes still gonna throw a lot. Like we can, like, Jokic is so versatile. Like, they can change everything they'll do, and he'll still have 28 and 15. Just off the strength of how he plays. I think he provides a level of flexibility for everyone around him where we saw him dominate 3 quarters for the Lakers and literally cut it off so Jamal Murray could start scoring. Like, he is built to adjust on the fly. Yeah. That's why I think this series will be one where instead of just closing quarters, what we usually look at, like starting quarters, closing quarters, we're looking at, okay, TV timeout. There's a 4-minute stretch right after this. Who made the adjustment?
Yes.
And the thing is, Jokic can make the adjustment on the floor. Jimmy can make the adjustment on the floor. So we'll see a lot of point, counterpoint. And a lot of that is going to fall on Jokic's shoulders because of how many different things he can do. Like, you see Miami Heat when they play zone, they like to pressure a lot. Well, Jokic can bring the ball up. After he inbounds, he can stay down there and dribble the ball up. And you're not going to have them pressure Jokic out there because all the guards are running back. And on defense, the Nuggets have a couple guys that could really heat up. So you never know when you got to time out Jimmy go guard Michael Porter Jr. right now. Like, this nigga Michael Porter Jr. hit the rim this quarter. Yeah. Somebody need to go guard him because he's 6'10". And much as I love Caleb Martin and Max Strus, if he raise up, That's just it, kind of. So you like, and same thing for Miami. Duncan Robinson, Max Struz, any of them, Caleb Martin, any of them can go supernova.
Bottom.
And because Jamal Murray got to guard somebody. Duncan Robinson got to guard somebody. I love this series, and especially it's kind of weird moving from I'm gonna mention the Warriors again. Moving from the Cavs Warriors every year, where we kind of got spoiled. It's like, oh yeah, this is 4 of the 10 best basketball players on earth right now, like on the finals court right now. It's 2 superstars and great player, role players playing their role. So it's really
and 2 A+ coaches,
literally, and it's no Superman out there for real. It's no trends, and like Jokic and Jimmy are both all-time players. Jimmy, on pace may scrape the Hall of Fame. Jokic could retire right now, would be in the Hall of Fame, but there shouldn't be any moments where it's like, damn it, timeout, Duncan, you got to come out. Like they're hunting you. Like, no, everyone should be able to play, and all the coaches will make sure their players can play. That's why this would be such a great series to watch.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. So I think offensively, they kind of do the same. Like I said, I don't think they waver from that. I just think it's about who's going to hit the most shots. Like, that's kind of what I think this is. We always talk about how this is a make-and-miss league, and that's what this series is going to come down to, because Miami has been shooting the ball out of this world. They've been shooting the ball out of this world. If that continues, like I'm assuming all of these games are going to come down to the fourth quarter, and I think Miami is very comfortable with that. And that is why I can't count Miami out of this series. I can't just be like, because I see a lot of people being like, yo, on paper, they're just looking at the shit on paper, and it's just like, Miami don't got a chance. And like, if Miami got swept, I wouldn't be that surprised, but I just don't see that happening because of what you said, their constant grit, their grind, the culture of the organization.
We're not an aura show yet.
The culture of the organization, the culture surrounding Jimmy Butler and all of that. So I think offensively for Miami, they do it. We've already said, and we said it that they would do last show. The dribble handoff. They're going to do a lot of dribble handoff. They'll do a lot of backdoor screens, floppy to get their shooters.
Bring Jamal Murray up here.
Yeah, bring Jamal Murray up here and let Jimmy cook them. It'll be a lot of that, and then Jimmy will start to facilitate the offense in the fourth quarter. Jimmy, like I said, even offensively, he's very Bron-esque. Just not as good as Bron, but he is IQ-wise, like he gets his teammates in the right position. He doesn't always get the assists, but he gets the teammates in his right position. And he is the deciding factor in this series, which sounds real stupid. But because it's like, of course. But like, no. Because if he can go Superman, and I mean like Superman, like 33 a game, 34 a game, like, like if he can have a 40 ball, they can win this series.
Facts.
But if he's who he was last series, who I think people blew out of proportion, I think he was really good last series. I think his ankle is really hurting. I think for one, his ankle is really hurting. I think two, the pressure of the Boston wings, like, affects him more than it would in New York and
I 1,000%.
I think that has to do, but I think he got his teammates involved. He played excellent defense, and the shots they were getting was because Jimmy Butler and Bam were on the court, not just because Cody Martin is really like that or Caleb Martin is really like that. So I think that's very important, which is why, real quick, I don't think Caleb Martin should have gotten that Eastern Conference MVP because he does not get those shots, and he's not in those moments if it's not for Jimmy Butler. It's the same thing with the Stephen Iggy thing. I always feel like the superstars should get it. Unless they just played abysmal, they should usually get it if their stats are similar to somebody else.
And Jimmy had, I will say this, credit to him, that's probably the quietest 28 I've ever watched. I looked up, I was like, this nigga got 28. But I totally agree with what you're saying. Especially, I think it was super overblown, his struggles, especially versus Boston, because Jason Tatum's one of the best perimeter defenders are. Like, there's videos like Jimmy Butler doesn't want to shoot around Jason Tatum. Nobody should. Like, he's a great defender. Like, you should not be shooting around Jason Tatum. You should be shooting around Marcus Smart. Jaylen Brown, to his credit, great defender. Derek White, first team All-NBA, and then Robert Williams. Those players are not getting off the bus in Denver. Denver does not have a rim protector like Robert Williams. They do not have any perimeter defenders like Jason Tatum, Derek White,
and Brown,
and
Marcus Smart.
So this will be much more of a Jimmy series than we saw in the past, because last round, especially what we saw was Jimmy was still able to get to his spots, create his shots, but the problem is them shits was just getting blocked. Like, Robert Williams was just everywhere. Like, he did a reverse. Robert Williams went under the rim and still blocked it. Like, Now he'll be able to get to his spots and legit rise up and just lay it in, dunk the ball. So I think we have potential for a Jimmy Supernova.
Yes.
I'm interested to see who they put on him. I would start KCP and then go Aaron Gordon for the size because I would rather have a bigger defender on Jimmy than the smaller one. Yes. But the problem is you put these power forwards on these guards and Jimmy look at the rim and he jump out his shoes. So now you go into the free throw line. So, it's all these things that make great players great. But I think this will be a much better series for Jimmy all around, exactly for the reasons that you talked about.
I agree. So the point you just brought up, I'm glad you brought that shit up. Aaron Gordon and Jimmy versus KCP and Jimmy.
Yeah.
I think you start KCP on him. I think I agree with you. Because at first, everybody's been talking about Aaron Gordon because he said he was the hardest person to guard. I don't really care about all that. Yeah. But maybe we'll talk about it on Sunday. But right now, if you start, because the thing is, Aaron Gordon is definitely the better option. It's between Aaron Gordon and KCP who you're going, and Bruce Brown to get some minutes on him. But for the most part, the key moments, the closing the quarters, you will see that it'll be one of those two. Mm-hmm. I think you start with KCP, and here's why: is because when Jimmy gets confident, it's oh shit, whoa, who the fuck is that? Yeah. Oh, that's actually LeBron.
You just squint is that Bron?
So knowing that. Cooking KCP is cool because it's all right, well, you're smaller. If he take KCP to the mid post and get going, and it's all right, cool. Now Aaron Gordon can force you to play from the perimeter. So now if you get to the perimeter and he's been shooting a lot of mid-range jumpers, been getting some easy layups, been getting to the basket, maybe his jumper's not falling and Aaron Gordon can bother him in the post, so it kind of messes up his rhythm. You start Aaron Gordon on him and he figures him out by minute 4 of the second quarter of game 1, and now he cooking Aaron Gordon all series, and then he put KCP on him, and that was mid-post, and I'm in rhythm because I've been getting the shots. I want my jumper falling.
Right.
So
that is small.
And he's small. So that is why I would think that is why I think they should start KCP on him. I'm not sure if they will, but I think they should start. And if they don't start him on him by minute 6, they should switch them. Even if they
So I 1,000% agree because what you don't want, and the thing is that's why the Heat are such an interest. It's not I'm glad it's such good basketball because this isn't a 2K series where you boot up 2K and let's get the 2 best teams. These are the 2 best basketball teams. Mm-hmm. It's because your point is perfect. We don't want it because KCP guarded him in the finals. Mm-hmm. Great defender. I'm sure he knows tricks of the trade. But what we don't want is Aaron's our best option. Let's just match his minutes. And then at the 9-minute mark in the first quarter, Eric's supposed to pick up the tab and was like, oh, yeah, I see that. Oh, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And it's over.
Yeah, because the interesting things about the playoffs, especially these rounds when your rotation is 6, 7 people, Denver plays 6 people, more than 15 minutes, I think, or more than 20 minutes. So their rotation is small. They may play, bring the Caucasian male in Braunum or whatever.
I think his last name was spelled Braun, pronounced Brown.
Yeah, shout out to him. I think it is.
Yeah,
they bring him in for a little bit, and they bring one other guy in for a couple minutes, but they don't they don't play more than 10 minutes. Facts. So their rotation is 6. Miami's rotation about 7, 8. Maybe it'll stretch it down when Tyler gets there, but in game 3. So the point being, there's only so many adjustments you can make. It's Jimmy Butler. It's only so many things you can do. Yep. So you don't want to just give everything in game 1 or even game 2. And it's the same thing with Jokic. It's only so many things you can do. Jokic is the best player in the series, obviously, and he's unstoppable. He's been unstoppable for 3 years. Yeah. So it's it's only 2-3 looks we can give at him. So we may as we said, hey, they're not gonna stay in this one look the whole game. They might do that tonight because it's game 1. They might see how he'll adjust to it, so they can see the counter. Because if they stay in it in the second half, they'll see the counter. So they'll have the counter to the first look, and then they'll have the second look coming that they don't have a counter to. So it's real, like he said, these aren't just hey, Stephen LeBron finna just gonna be Stephen LeBron, and Katie come join us. Shit gonna get crazy. It's they really gonna have to. You're really gonna have to put your players in a great position. Steph and LeBron and KD and Klay Thompson put themselves in great position.
Facts.
You're gonna have to put Matt Strus in a great position. You have to put KCP in a great position. You have to put Michael Porter Jr. in a great position. So that is the interesting. And the last thing I'll say is the word starts with P, ends with E, and I've been saying it all playoffs. Pace of the series.
Yep. Jimmy
Butler, last thing about LeBron, controls the pace very well.
Yeah.
He understands where Miami needs to get the ball. Even like I said, if he doesn't, he's not bringing up the ball up the court. It's, hey, slow this down. Hey, you come on, walk this up. We'll get into this. Right. He'll look at Eric. They'll call the play. Jokic, same thing. He'll grab a rebound.
And go.
he'll grab a rebound or he'll take off. Sometimes he'll take off.
Yeah.
That look crazy.
Yeah.
You'll be like, yo, what the fuck, bro? But sometimes he'll take off, and sometimes he'll just
stand there.
Vibe. Like, everybody go, like, I got it. Give it to Jamal, and they'll walk it up together. So whoever controls I think the pace will be a very important series, especially these games in Denver with the air.
Yeah, I think that'll be super important. I'm glad you mentioned the altitude because I think I think two things are true. I think it 1,000% matters.
Yes.
And then it doesn't matter to the Miami Heat.
Perfect.
Because I'm sure Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Tyler Hero running around right now at pregame like, fuck. Like, I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah.
But when the game starts, it's not going to matter.
Nope.
Because you're not going to allow to be tired. They asked Eric Spoelstra about that. He said, I don't give a fuck. He said, we can play at the top of the Mount Everest. I don't care. And that is the type of team that they are on. But
I want to hear your coach say, man.
Yeah, I don't care. Tip it off wherever, bro.
Come on.
I love Eric Spoelstra, especially after Game 6. I don't know if you saw his press conference after Game 6. He sat down and said, man, we wish we could play right now. He said, he always we could tip it off right now. Nigga, I'm trying to play again. Like,
you know he's crazy because you know how much adrenaline that takes to play a full basketball game. Like the game was over 20 minutes ago. Yeah, I want to tip off. Fuck it.
He said,
like, you running back to 12 or something.
He said, we wish we had 4 more quarters right now. It just ended. No, I love Eric Spoelstra, but and to your last point about like the first game is always a fill out game. I don't know if Eric Spoelstra would do this, but I'll just be like, let's just see if he can do it for 4 quarters. Let's just see if physically his body will let him go 1,000% bucket mode for 4 quarters because we haven't seen it yet. We have not seen it where he'll dominate the first 3 quarters and take home the 4th quarter. And to his credit, to Jokic's defense, I mean, only like 3 people have ever done that. So it's not like, you know.
Not like he needs to.
Yeah, it's not like he has. But like
oh, well.
Yeah, it's like a short list of people who just decided to dominate finals games start to finish. But I would definitely see, like, man, he playing 10 more minutes than he usually does. We got a bunch of great defenders. Let's just plaster everybody else, do our best to make him work on defense the first 3 quarters, and in the 4th quarter just be like, let's see what he got left.
Yeah. I agree. And I could see the first one we said was just leave Bam on him. And I said boxing 1, I'll say a soft boxing 1.
Right.
A soft boxing 1 on him. I think that might be the look they just stay in all game and see what he does. I think I agree with you. So before we pick this, 5 minutes.
Right.
Jimmy Butler win this championship. Is it better than Dirk? And if it's not, where does it rank as far as championships?
So if you, this is gonna sound crazy, it depends how the series goes. Because I think he's right there with Dirk. If there's a way to like storyboard tracker, he's right on track.
Yes.
You be honest.
Yes.
New York Knicks, but hey, listen, you beat the Celtics. You were up 3-0. You're the only
best player in the league.
You beat the best player in the league, only AC to make the finals in a full season. You were the first playing team to make the finals, and then you were the first playing team to lose your first game, make the finals. Tyler Hero, 20 a game, broke his hand. You still went to the finals. You're on track.
Yep.
But my favorite part about the 2011 championship, and it kind of gets washed away just because how much Braun choked was. After the Heat went up 2-1, and people was like, yeah, Dirk's dealing with the flu, D-Wade and Braun was cooking that nigga at the press conference. They was making fun of him. They was fake sneezing and doing all that shit. And then every game after that, he really torched them. So if there's and I'm not gonna say like Joker's gonna start talking shit to you, but I mean, but like if they face adversity where Nuggets are up 2-1, same situation, and he goes berserker mode, I think this. I don't know if it'll be better than Dirk's. Okay. I think it'll be second or third. I still think it'll be third.
What's the second one for you?
I still got 2016. As much as it hurts. As much as it hurts me, I think that 2016 playoffs was probably the best playoffs we've ever seen. Oh, okay. I think I legit think if you take the 4 best teams from that playoff, including the Spurs that year, they all were championship teams. They just happened to be playing at the same time. They literally
OKC, San Antonio, Golden State,
and Cavs. Yep.
I agree with
Every single one of them. All of them were great championship teams. And you know, sometimes you just say, sometimes it's other teams. But I definitely think he's right there. But if he does something nuts, he could really, because Dirk didn't have any like 50 balls. If Jimmy go 40-point triple double like he did in the bubble, he can talk about it.
So I've literally been thinking about this probably every day since like they got to the finals, and I don't know, bro. Like I don't know because. All right, so I looked at the averages at first. Jimmy in this playoff run is 28, 7, and 5, which is ridiculous. That's 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Like you said, AC lost a playing game, ended up in the finals.
We're losing the second playing game. They were losing the second playing game to Chicago.
You arguably beat the best player in the league.
Yep.
And you went 56 and then went 45 or something like that. Then you beat you beat the Knicks, but it's the Knicks. So
fuck New York.
Then you beat and then you beat the defending Eastern Conference champions. And your rival, and a top three to five duo, and a top 10 player in Jason Tatum. Then you go to the finals and you beat the other best player in the league. You beat the other best player in the league and the undisputed best team in the NBA right now. As an AC. He would have to average 32 plus, 31 plus in this series, and I only say that because Dirk beat Kobe, KD, and Bron. That is fucking crazy. He swept Kobe, beat KD in 5 games. This young KD, like V KD, and then beat Bron in 6 games. Like
the Thunder went to the finals the next year.
Like they were like people were picking the Thunder to win the championship that year. Like they was like, man, there's no fucking way. Because I remember that year. That was the year Kobe was supposed to go to his 4th championship and get ring 6, or KD was going to start his journey. Like those were the only.
I think KD was scoring champ that year, right?
Yes. Those were the only 2 options that year. And then you get to the finals and you go down 2-1 to Bron. Don't nobody come back from that shit.
Nope.
Again, this is like, I know it's 2011 LeBron, but still fucking LeBron. And that's D-Wade, nigga.
That's D-Wade. And that's D-Wade.
Yes.
Too.
Yes.
Like, nigga, like that get washed away. They win that championship. That's D-Wade finals MVP.
Yes.
I watched these games.
Too. Like, it's not even a question. It's D-Wade finals MVP.
Frying niggas.
Yes. And then your boy, Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh was that guy. Like, I know this gets washed away in history, prayers up because he had to end his career early. But like, he was that guy.
Facts.
So it's just going to be very hard for anybody ever to top that in the way Dirk did because of the people he beat. But
and Eric Spoelstra. Fuck it. Let's throw his name in there.
Fuck it. Hell yeah. Fuck it. Fuck it. And then, but yeah, that's my deciding factor is what does Jimmy do this finals?
Right.
Because if Jimmy go 34, 8, and 9 this finals, and they beat him in 6 games or 7 games, then it's like, yeah, you deserve. You might got the best run ever. But that Dirk run
the Dirk run is so improbable.
Literally,
it's so
bro, literally.
The people he had to beat, because like especially the way Dirk is viewed in the league. That's why I think him and the Dirk Jimmy conversation is so perfect, because they're kind of like Dirk had an MVP, but much earlier in his career. He had lost in the first round as a first seed. Like Dirk's stature in the league was not like LeBron. Kobe,
Dirk was just
KD,
a really good, great player.
Great star, all-star guy. You know, he was, but no one expected that they would win the championship. And for them to do it how they did, man,
bro,
all time.
But you beat 2 of the GOATs,
right?
And then argue, like if we're talking about just talent, KD a top 10 player.
Facts.
Like, we're talking about just like fuck the accolade shit. Like KD a top 10 player ever. Easy.
Like if what they need to start doing. I wish I was a Dirk stan so I could like do this nasty shit. When I would take all of KD, Kobe, and Bron, all NBAs and all the MVPs. Like that's what Dirk just beat. Bro. Like the history Dirk put down to go get that ring, bro.
And we're just like I said, D-Wade, Chris Bosh, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Serge Ibaka, Paul Gasol, Andrew Bynum. Like he beat some dogs, bro. And in the playoff run, his next leading scorer was Jason.
That's
Terry.
what I was gonna see. That's what I'm saying. He didn't have an all-star next to him.
No. Jason Terry at 17 in the game was his next leading scorer. Jason Taylor was killing Miami. Though.
Going crazy.
Killing.
Average more than Bron coming off the bench.
He was killing. He was killing shit, dog.
Shout out to Sean Stevenson, too. I don't know where Deshaun Stevenson out. Shout out to Sean Stevenson, nigga.
Sure,
real shooters coming off the bench, nigga.
I watched that game. I remember watching that series. And I remember my dad called them winning that series because it was my dad, like, you know, your parents, you'd be like, yeah, man, that nigga don't know what he's talking about. Your parents don't know what they talking about. But like probably like 2-3 years ago, I was like, oh, my dad actually did understand basketball.
Dog, my dad got one of those, and I hate it. It's so sad, bro. The day Derrick Rose got here, he was like, man, he'll never be the same. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, bro, he'll be fine. Like, bro, this D-Rose. Like,
Bro, I'm 12.
yo, I'm like, dead. He literally just went down. I said, man, damn, it'll never be right.
Yeah. That's crazy. So, it was the, do you remember game 4 when they went down, when they were down 2-1, and the Heat were up game 4.
Yeah.
Like they were winning.
Oh, yeah, and they came back.
They came back from like 14 or 15 and won the game.
Deshaun Stevenson, that's what I'm saying. That Deshaun Stevenson 3.
Yes.
Shout out Deshaun Stevenson, bro.
And my dad said, he was like, he saw LeBron on the bench. He was like, they took his heart. Yeah. They said they took his heart. That series is over because this was the one game you couldn't lose. He was like, you couldn't lose this game. You had him on the ropes,
right?
And you let him back in. You gave him hope. This series is over. He saw how LeBron's eyes were. He was like, over. Oh yeah. And they didn't win another game. I was like, damn.
No, that moment got too big for Bron. That moment got too big.
It got too big.
Really, and you know what? You know what? This is where I'm gonna shoot Bron some bail. And I'm gonna shoot Jimmy some bail. We don't know. Listen, I don't think Jokic should do it, but we don't know. Hey, listen, the moment just might get too big. His first finals.
Yep.
He may, and it may not be for 4 quarters.
Yeah.
Yo, for a quarter, he could just check out. Yo,
Jamal.
Yo,
and that could be all they need.
Jamal Murray too. A lot of the Nuggets, and this is one more thing the Miami have is a lot of this core. Man, we went to war with AD and Braun, nigga. Like, bubble real or not, nigga. That's LeBron James. The Nuggets
saying the same thing.
Yeah,
I just beat them.
Facts. But the Nuggets ain't never been to the finals.
That's fact.
KCP got finals experience, but Bruce Brown, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray,
Mike Malone, Michael.
my fault, Mike. Bro.
So, it is time.
Yeah.
Finals picks. The game starts in 20 minutes. So I will say, who do you have first? This isn't for TikTok. We'll do this first. Who do you have winning tonight?
Fuck it. I'm gonna go Miami.
I got Miami winning.
I really think Miami.
I think them not having that long break would help them win.
And I think they've won every single game one.
I think yes, they have.
They've won 3 straight game ones on the road. I think they are a team that. This is the perfect time for them to get ahead in the series. Where everybody thinks they're gonna lose, everybody thinks they're ass. Y'all just gotta finish playing a 7-game series. Jokic's been off for 2 weeks. Yeah. Like I think this is the time where listen, it's gonna be going well. Third quarter start, it's gonna be going well. Midway through the third, Eric gonna put some shit on the floor, and it's gonna fuck up the whole pace of the game.
Yes.
And it's gonna allow Miami to come back. I do think a big adjustment for Denver is going to be trying not to foul Jimmy Butler, if that makes sense.
No, it does. But like, I didn't say Bam not getting in foul trouble. That's another big thing.
Yeah.
Bam not getting in foul trouble. But yeah, I have Miami tonight, kind of for the same reason. I just think they're in rhythm. They've been winning these road games.
Right.
They're ready to go. Jimmy has been saying this is what I'm waiting for. I've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
So I think Jimmy's gonna come out on fire. I think he's gonna go for 35 plus tonight. 30. That's a lot. 30. I'll go 32 plus tonight.
Right.
He's gonna have a great game. I think Bam does a really good job on Jokic, and they get the win. But TikTok segment of the day. NBA Finals 2023, Denver Nuggets, Miami. Who do you have? How many games? Who's your Finals MVP?
Okay, I'm gonna go Miami in 7. Jimmy Butler. I really want this from Miami. I really want this. I think no cap, bruh. I think there's basketball reasons. I think they're the better defense. I think they are better in close games. They're better coached. They're more experienced. They're shooting the ball better. But I think at the end of the day, somebody got to do it, bro. Yep. To win the finals, you need to take it from the nigga across from you.
Yes.
It's not enough just to play good. You got to be willing to rip this nigga throat out.
Yes.
And I think the Nuggets not being on this stage before, I don't want to say not knowing what it takes, but the heat of how hot it's gonna be in these games mentally, because it's not gonna be like just regular hoop. It's gonna be high octane mental basketball for every person that's gonna step on the court. And I think the Heat having more veterans, being more used to playing every single game close, will be okay with it. And I think some of the players on Denver, whether it's a full game or stretches or even just a shot niggas smoke, I think the warts of them not having a lot of veterans will show.
All right. So I was having an epiphany. I was like, today. I was walking through the crib and I was like, Jimmy's going to win his finals.
Yep.
Jimmy's going to win Game 7. They're going to go 7. And Jimmy is going to hit a game-winning bucket, or it's going to be a shot.
Listen, Jimmy hit a game-winning bucket. I put him above Dirk.
Okay. So that is my prediction. I think Jimmy ends on a crazy game. The series goes 7. I think they end on a crazy Game 7. Jimmy in the final moments wins them this game, and he gets the Finals MVP, averaging over 33 points a game. And I truly, truly believe that is what's going to happen. I wanted to pick Denver. I thought you were going to pick Denver. I wanted to pick Denver because I know basketball. I know what I see.
They're a great team.
They're fucking amazing.
Shout out Michael Malone. Oh, great team.
But Jimmy going to get this shit done.
Yeah.
Jimmy's going to get it done.
I trust Eric. I trust Jimmy. Kevin Love, veteran. Kyle Lowry, veteran. Udonis Haslam, Pat Riley. People who know what it's going to take. People who know they're not calling that foul. Don't point at him. Keep hooping. People who know, damn, Michael Porter Jr. just hit 9 straight. It's okay. It's early in the game. Let's not get out of body. Like, the Heat are like Rolex. Take a lick and keep on ticking. Take the big punch, survive the wave, get to the other side of it so we can figure out how to fix it. Yes. I think they'll be equipped to win the series, and I think Jimmy will win the Finals MVP, but it's on Bam.
Oh, it's on Bam for sure.
It's on Bam. It's on Kyle Lowry. And it'll be on Duncan. I think it'll be on Duncan Robinson because I don't think all the Miami Heat shooters have to remain shooting 40 million% like they are right now. But you're gonna need at least one elite shooter. I think it'll be Duncan, who's been in this moment. I love Duncan's game. Great shooter. He kept improving on his game, which is so obvious. You can see now, especially where he came from. Yes. But I think you'll need a great shooter. That'll be Duncan. You'll need scoring and controlling the pace off the bench. That'll be Kyle Lowry. And, man, listen, Bam, you just got to pack a lunch, my nigga. You just got to pack a lunch.
He's capable of it. He play hard.
Facts.
You got it. So,
and shout out to Kentucky.
I'm going to my – yes. I'm going – 2 of them. I'm going to Miami, Tyler Hero and Bam. I am going to –
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah, I am going to Miami. I'm not going to Miami. My bad. I'm not going to I am going for Miami. I want Jimmy to win the championship really bad. I'm going to be very happy for Jokic if he wins. But I love when, like, the players like Jimmy get a championship. Like, I really want him to get this. So,
Jimmy get a championship. I got a lot of nasty shit to say on here. It's a lot of narratives. I can't wait to get off. Harden, you better sleep tight, nigga. You better pray Jimmy don't pull this one off. I can't wait, nigga. You better pray he can't do this with James. Because I got some for them MVPs, nigga. Don't you trip.
All right, so switching gears, good hour and a half on basketball. Switching gears just the last 15 minutes to music. Because we do want to go home and watch this game. I'm going to watch Spider-Verse. Barry told me good things. I'm very excited. When are you going to see it?
Tomorrow.
All right, bet.
I listen to the
that one you can't miss.
Nah, the cookout this week, I can't put that one off.
Bro, that's why I was like, I kind of gotta go tomorrow because I gotta go prep tomorrow and then Saturday's cookout. And then I was like, I don't want to wait to Sunday because by Sunday all the trailers, trailers be everywhere.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to get my haircut. I'm going to leave right from there. And I'm going to fucking movies. Like,
smart man.
Got shit to get done. No cap. And niggas spoil Miles Morales for me. I might get for people that don't know. I'm black and Puerto Rican, so Miles Morales was like, no way, this nigga real. Like, I'm watching the first one, like, this nigga mom speaking Spanish. Like, oh, Miles Morales, our hero for real. So I gotta be locked in. So what did we say? I gotta get information.
Oh man. Okay, so just real quick on music. It doesn't have to be very quick, but so we got a drop from Kodak. We got a drop from Durk. We have a drop coming tonight from Metro, and we have a song coming tonight from Cardi and Lotto. Very exciting. I think the summer is ramping up. We get here. We get into the shits.
Money time.
Yeah, for sure. We get money time. I think Moneybag Yo is coming next weekend. Yeah.
Future and Metro still coming.
Future and Metro is still coming. I don't know if this is true. 2 Chainz has been talking about Collie Grove since 2020, but he said 3 weeks ago that it's coming in 6 weeks. He said for real, everything's got cleared. So I don't know. Travis, the Utopia roll up. Yep, it's been getting mixed. So it's some shit coming. And Tyler is due for a drop.
P&D4 is done.
Oh, that sounds amazing. So we got some drops coming. I think I'm missing a few too. So, you start with Kodak because I really listen to Durk. You really listen to Kodak. So you start with Kodak.
Listen, I really like Kodak is one of my like secret treasures. Like you know, so like you know, you walk in the gas station with your girl, you probably won't buy it while she's there, but you walk in the gas station by yourself. You know what? I want the sunflower seeds today. So that's what Kodak really is. Like Kodak really be getting to it on this shit, bro. And as crazy as it sounds, Kodak rapping is amazing. Like pockets, breath control, beat selection, singing, and even the lyrics. Listen, crazy lyrics for real. I'd
be like, yo, who are your friends?
Bro, Kodak really be going through it, bro.
Like, get some better friends.
Get some better friends.
Please,
I thought it was great. First half of the album was really trying to, put niggas on, get his little niggas a little track or something. Second half of that album,
he got to it.
It was really working. Really getting into it. Balance is amazing. Gunsmoke Town is amazing. Snipers and Robbers made so many great songs.
Early in the album, I liked Trying to Figure Out Why, the 7th song.
Oh yeah. I really loved it. Kodak's one of those artists I can, I say this 1,000% sincerity, where he's one of the artists, especially his last couple of albums, where I could put on his album, and it'll run, and I'll be fine with that. 300 Blackout, I could just put on, be cool. Back for Everything, same thing. This one, I really like it. It's great to see his growth as he's becoming a bigger rapper, a more independent now, and you can tell he's working with different people.
Yes.
I wanted to see how his sound would change after he became a big stepper, like he was on the Kendrick album. And it's wild, like he's really already a better rapper, like in just this short amount of time. So I thought it was great, but it's kind of funny how these intertwine. That verse on Durk album crazy too. Yeah, that shit was crazy. So how'd you like Durk album?
So I am. Durk is who that is. Well, really, my Kodak is Kevin Gates, but I listen to Kevin Gates proudly and tell people about it.
Yeah.
So shout out Kevin Gates. Durk would be my more so Kodak for you, because I don't like, people don't really know how much I really like Lil Durk. Like I really like Lil Durk.
That's what I'm telling people. Like niggas underestimate how much Kodak I'm listening to on the daily.
Oh God, like I listen to a way too much Lil Durk. Like I think I played What Happened to Virgil last year 92 times. Like I listen, like that's just on my phone.
Pellycoat might already be in my top 100.
Oh yes. So as far as Durk, I love the growth from Durk. I enjoyed this project a lot. I enjoyed the highs a lot. Pellycoat is very easily my favorite song. I from day one like that song with J. Cole all my life. Never Again I like a lot. Never Imagine What Future would be my second favorite song. Yeah. Shout out to Future. Shout out to Wizard, Future Hendrix. Shout out to the real Atlanta always fucking wins. And then right on cue, 21 Savage, War About It. Love that song. Sad songs. So the song Kodak honestly might have my second favorite feature after Future. Grandson I love, 300 Years. I like the song with Rob 49.
Yours is crazy.
Yes. I like the song with Juice WRLD, and then the last 18, 19, 20, Belt to Ass, Drew Hill, Stand By Me, and Moment of Truth. I like all those songs. So he shot a very high percentage for me on this album. Durk's album art, and this isn't a critique. This is just what it is. Like Durk's albums don't sound like the old albums. I'm putting together a project and it's going.
You got the interlude.
You got the interlude. It feels like it flows and all of that. And I don't think hip hop needs. I don't think rap really needs that. From everybody, I think you have the people that serve that purpose. You have your Kendrick, you have your Drake,
still doing it.
You have your J. Cole. You have those people that are serve that purpose. I think you need people, especially now today, that come in and put out 18 just good songs, and it's more like a 2009 mixtape, but fuck it, we call it an album now. And I think that's what this is. There's a lot of really good songs on here. I think Durk has a very Future-esque talent of being able to not really say anything that matters, but it feels good. And I think Ross has that in beat selection. Like Ross be rapping, but his beat selection, like sometimes you don't even care what Ross is saying. You just like
the beat is just amazing.
It's just amazing. Future is like it's his melody mixed with the beat. Like it's like oh shit, like. And you listen to a Future song, 40 songs, and you don't know what 2 minutes of it saying. But it just feels so good. It don't fucking matter.
For 40 minutes.
Exactly. So Durk has that same problem. Same attribute that Future has. It's not to the extent Future has it. Future is a master at it, but Durk has that and it's growing on his sound. He's understanding melodies better.
Yeah.
Whoever I don't know if he got a new engineer or if he just progressed with a sound. The sound that he is in now and his auto-tune that he uses now is
voice,
perfect.
yeah, he sounds perfect.
It's perfect for him.
Yeah.
So everything he can rap. Like I really like when that's why I like Pellico so much because he's really
he just got
rapping.
on there
He's just rapping,
spazzing, nigga.
You spoke about the second verse in our group chat, and that second verse he got is one of the best verses I've ever heard.
Oh yeah. Talking about Vaughn? Yo, man. I love that verse because we get a lot of the street nigga shit from the surface. Like, I'm running around killing these niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, they running around trying to kill me. Da, 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 da. But you don't get the other side of the shit. And it may not be like as life or death as you sliding on your ops, but it affects Durk life just as much where Street Code said, I can't talk in the case. I can't talk to bro mom now. I can't talk. I can't clear up rumors. And how that's really affected him. He like, man, I can't say nothing. These niggas probably believe in the shit that they hearing. Like, all that stuff. Can't talk to his kid. Yo, and that's some real shit, bro. And the other side of it, like, back to the, killing other niggas, bro. Like, the life he born into, he understands, like, the life that him and his homies were born into, they gonna live forever. So the bond that they have, even if he said they going to hell, he's still sending them bread for the funeral, and he think he going there with them because that's the bond that they share. Like, like I love it because he just I've always been one of these niggas. Niggas just threw on a beat and was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna cook. I'm just gonna get to it for 2.5, 3 minutes. Fuck it. And
715 on the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, no, you gotta do belly coat. You gotta do belly coat. Yo, do belly coat and call it Nike Tech. Like, bad. Fuck it. Yo, Durk, chill. We just need the instrumental.
Yeah, we just need the instrumental.
There's no beef, bro.
Not even a little bit. Yeah. But on track one is therapy sessions with Alicia Keys, and it's just her explaining like everything Durk has went through, and that was really powerful to hear, like over no beat or anything, just hearing like her soothingly talk about how traumatic Durk's life has been. That is super traumatic.
It's horrible, bro.
And it's like you hear the trauma in his music, and that is why I am a wee bit disappointed he didn't cut this album down because the songs that shouldn't be on the album are decent. Like there's nothing wrong.
Good songs, facts.
But if he wanted to make like what we call a classic, like if he really wanted to get in, like, yo, I'm finna make a fucking classic, he could have cut this down to 12 songs, and this album would have been amazing. Because it's songs in here, it's 12 songs in here that fit this, like fit the almost healed, fit the trauma. It's 12, remorse. 13 songs. He could, Survivor's Remorse. He could have fit 13 songs and just added the 4 as a deluxe in 2 weeks, and I wish he would have, because that album would have been amazing.
I definitely agree, and in a way, it kind of makes me excited for future. Like, not for future, but for his future. Because that classic's in there. Like, it's in there somewhere. He can do it for real. Like, he's right there.
Yes.
So maybe as he progresses as an artist, maybe he gets more music under his belt. But I 1000% agree. And it's crazy. Like, we kind of come back to this a lot where you just trim it just a little bit more. Like, you be right there. But man, just great rapping.
But I think that's an excellent point, because we've known who Durk was since we was in middle school, because we grew up with bro. We really grew up with Durk. Even if you don't, like, I didn't start listening to Durk until like 2017.
Durk been out for a minute.
But Durk has been out since 2011, 2012. Just underground and like really in Chicago heavy. He's been really popular there. The world didn't start to know about Lil Durk until he started being out with Baby.
Drake.
Laugh Not Cry Later was really like oh shit, Durk is like a star now. And he's creeping into superstardom territory. So I think he's selling 125 with this album. And if you've been looking at people's sales throughout the year,
that ain't no joke.
That's a lot. And I don't even know if he's going number one. Like, I think Taylor Swift still went number one. Which is crazy. So there hasn't been a number one rap album this year. Like,
I saw that. Fuck it.
Yeah,
Taylor Swift drop.
Like Taylor Swift drop. You just gotta get out the fucking way, bro. So
it's like, Drake, what you doing?
Like, oh God,
yo, we need help.
Come on, bro, save us, bro, please. But yeah. So like you said, I think the classic could definitely be coming on the way when Durk get in the room with a so and so. Like I'm not, but I don't know these A&R names, but like I know it's people at Atlantic. What is he on? Let's see, Atlantic. Yeah, Alamo. He's on Alamo, which is Sony. So he's on Sony. Right. All of that. That's Universal and all that. So I know it's people in there that he can get in contact with it over the next few years as he grows, as he becomes more of it. Because these labels know. Like, these labels be the police. And I don't, like, in the most respectful way possible, y'all know what I'm, like, if you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Like, the label be the police, so they be knowing what you're doing. So, knowing he was living like that, it's like you can't put a bunch of money in. Like, you can put a lot, but you can't put a whole bunch of money and really invest in the albums and the producers you're going to invest in. Well, he has relationships for the features, but the producers you're going to invest in, the A&Rs you're going to give him, the people that you're going to come in, the execs that's going to come in and help him with
the mastering and shit. The master, like, niggas don't know the master shit costs like 100 racks.
Yes.
Like, on a real album.
Yes. So all of that being him kind of getting away from that, starting to understand who he is, the weight he holds, the influence he has, getting away from that lifestyle, getting out. I think he's been in LA. So I think the classic will come. And I think next year you might see him drop a late album. And I think if you see him drop a late album, that might be the classic brewing. I don't know if you know. I didn't know this until I heard somebody say it, bro. Durk has dropped an album. Durk has dropped a project every year since 2012.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
2012, I didn't know.
That's
damn.
Yes, bro.
That's work.
That is work, bro. He works.
Yeah,
so it's like doing that. That's an abundance of music. That means you're literally living in the studio. To be able to have that much music just at your disposal. So in some years, that's multiple projects. So, like the year he dropped A Baby, that was his second project that year. Or his first of his second, something like that.
Yeah, I think he did the album before that.
Yes. So he works, man. So I'm happy for Durk. I'm happy for Kodak. I'm real happy to see these guys we growing up with still here, still making quality and like still making better music. Actually, their music is getting better than it was when we were growing up. So, lastly, Metro.
Yes.
Yo, man, like we creeping into that territory.
Bro, I told niggas.
You were early on it.
I told niggas.
But like, we creeping there. Like, he's getting to that, like, is he the best ever? Like,
bro, listen.
He's not. Like, we're not, like, there's a lot of people he got to jump over. But, like, I think he's very easily top 10 now.
He's on track.
He's on track to, like, really throw, and I don't think it'll ever be a greatest producer ever. Because just, like, if you start looking at the records these niggas been a part of, it's like, what
it's
the
just
fuck?
too,
it's too hard to pick. But, like, there are names, like, it's names that you say, and it's like, okay, I understand. And he's creeping into that.
He's creeping into the upper echelon of just producers all time. Ironically enough, this morning, I did watch Into the Spider-Verse, like the first one, because, going to see the movie tomorrow. And I heard Sunflower. I forgot they had it at the beginning, so I was like, man, I forgot how fucking much I love this song.
It's a really good song.
And I was like, man, they're dropping another soundtrack tonight. Yeah. So it may be another one of those songs on there, and this one has much bigger artists on it. I saw people, this is just Spider-Verse talk, but people were like, no, it's not going to do big numbers. Look what the first one did. Like, I didn't even know the first one was coming out. Like, the first one had way less hype compared to this one. This one, you can definitely see in the artists that are going to be on the soundtrack how much more money is being put into this. I saw a couple crazy, shout out Nas, made the album. But Wayne's on the album. It's a bunch of people who have interesting features, but man, Metro's starting to chop them feet. Where soon, and I said it. I think the last year was post like 2013. Don't nobody gonna step in that ring with Metro, and we're getting to a point where it's gonna be. It don't matter post where, like. Metro has a very, very solid catalog of real hits.
He is like in a class of his own as far as his class of producers. Like it's like him, and then like it's a Gap, and then everybody.
Right.
Else.
Yeah.
And there's been some great producers. Zaytoven, Mustard,
Sunny Digital,
Wheezy.
What
ATL Jacob.
What is bro name? I listen to his music. Pierre.
Yes. Yeah. Pierre. J. Cole, Travis. So the Tyler. So it's been some great producers, but he's separating himself.
Yeah.
And of course, like he's only a producer. So the J. Cole, Travis, and like they're
shout out J. Cole. Shout out J. Cole.
But and ASAP Rocky, Dominic Fike, A Boogie with the Hoodie, Nav, Sway Lee, Coyle Ray, Don Toliver, James Blake, Uzi, Wayne, Offset, Sway Lee again, Future, Uzi, Johnny Goldstein. It's some Ice Spice, Earth Gang. Like he got some names on this motherfucker, bro. And so if he drops because he has an album of the year candidate last year, even if you don't think it is.
It's crazy. It's that and Her Lost. Those two albums. Are 1A, 1B.
1A and 1B from last year. So if not the album of the year, the second, at worst, third best album.
Right.
And then this year, if he puts out a
my fault. They're 2A and 2B. My fault, Beyonce.
Oh, sorry.
My fault.
Yo, look. Y'all never gonna see that. Don't worry about it. I'm finna cut all that.
Somebody in my ear was like, "Whoa, hold on."
You got a sting.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, there's some names on here. But if he goes and he dropped like movie soundtracks, like if you go look at the Fast and Furious soundtrack, you're like, what the fuck is this?
Right, yeah.
But like it's movie music.
Right.
If he drops real music and intertwined with this movie, which is what that last Spider-Verse soundtrack is. Black Panther, the first Black Panther was like that.
Black
It's
Panther's
real
crazy,
music in the midst of a great movie.
Yeah.
Yo, man, like what producer was doing that?
Fact. And Beast Mode 2 coming still. Is it Beast Mode
2? Beast Mode 2 is coming, and No Auto Durk is coming.
Listen. Metro was quiet for,
and he has one with Jid.
Yeah, he does. And that's a perfect person for Jid to meet up with too, to just get on some shit for real, and just rap.
I think this is gonna help Jid's trajectory because of how much Metro, kind of literally just what you said, but how much Metro help his sound.
Yeah.
Because he raps he has such a distinct rapping style that him working with one producer will help him find the beats that'll help him rap like that throughout that whole album, but it won't sound like he's like it won't sound like he's made the same song 8 songs.
Right, and it'll put him in front of different ears than he's already used to.
Exactly. Yeah. And his albums don't sound like that from the beginning, but just like Metro and the other producers he's working at, just not in the same class. So it's just gonna sound different. But yeah, that is. Oh, and Cardi and Meg. Cardi and Lotto. I don't it's not really much to say. That's not our.
That's some good.
That's not for us.
That's two good women right there.
But those are two very good women. And I am excited to see the music video.
I know Offset don't play about Cardi B.
Come on, man. I wouldn't either. I'm not even excited to see that music video. My fault, Offset. My fault.
Yo, my fault, G.
My fault. Offset is another person who's dropping an album. That's who it was.
Yeah.
Offset is finna drop.
We're not gonna cover this. But did you see the rap grades that the niggas dropped? That shit is so funny, bro. We might have to Monday. Let's put that on there for Monday. Yes. We might gotta make a TikTok just breaking that shit down.
No, we do. We'll make a whole Instagram video.
Facts.
About that. And we're gonna do
title. Please, if you were not from Atlanta, please stop. Stop doing that shit, bro.
If
please,
you're not from
bro.
Atlanta, please fucking stop,
dog.
But you got anything else?
No.
Let's see, do I have anything else?
Anything else happened football?
I was about to say football. They started going.
Hopkins got released.
Hopkins got released. Where do you think he's going, real quick?
He's a Patriot.
I think he is a
Raven. Yeah, okay.
I think he's a Baltimore Raven.
Yeah.
And I'm really only thinking them because I don't think anybody else can really pay him what he's going to be deserving. I think Kansas City may try to work around to get him, and if he goes to Kansas City, good night.
I also want to throw this one out there just to throw it in the ether. He'd be nasty in Cleveland. He'd be filthy in Cleveland, boy.
I was like,
yeah,
he really liked Deshaun.
Right,
Deshaun's name has gotten clear. Like
they can't throw the ball 40 times anymore. But you got Nick Chubb, so you really just got to throw it 30.
Yep. So I'm excited for this NFL.
And Amari still there?
Amari, yes.
Oh yeah. So listen, hey, that's Amari Cooper on the other end, my nigga. Like it's a little easier,
bro. Like he gonna get a lot of one-on-one coverage. So we're gonna talk about football in detail in about 2 weeks. We'll talk about the offseason, get into our predictions. Y'all know how we get about football. Like we get crazy about that shit. So we're gonna really get into that. And I didn't even really watch as much football as I usually do last year. So this year I'm really excited because I'm in my own room and everything. But that's everything. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We had a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, share.
Yep.
Please pull up to the Black Ass Cookout.
I was gonna say, if you're listening to this before the 3rd.
Yes, before the 3rd, or even on the 3rd. It's probably going on if you listen to it right now. Yes. We're there. Grant Park, pull up. We got hella RSVPs. We got hella food, snacks, drinks. It's just going to be a good time. The music will be explicit, so it will be explicit. It will be things around. So if you want to leave your kids at home, that'll probably be a good idea, especially if you're a younger person. But y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Let people over in traffic and enjoy the finals. Be safe. Yes, sir.